You're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live show. Today is October 7th. My name is Daniel, and this is
Bill,
Drinking Water as Creepy as
I
Possible.
was trying.
Oh, we got a fun show for you guys today. I just came back from the East Coast and had an awesome time, so I'll be talking about that. Chris from Krytac, or Krytac from Chris, also just released a press release that's pretty interesting we'll be talking about in a second. But before we go any further, we got some awesome promos for you guys that are going on right now. First and foremost, we have a 23% coupon code going on right now, which is Shocktober, since it's October.
Shocking.
Shockingly true, guys.
Bye, Mark.
So you can get 23% off right now. You can use that in combination with our sniper giveaway. And the way the sniper giveaway works is any order you guys make on airsoftgi.com or gitactical.com, you get a passcode, and then you enter that into a website, and you have a chance to win awesome stuff. We've already given away like a MK17 SSR sniper rifle, M&Ps, a lot like JPCs.
Yeah, JPCs, like BBs. A lot of people are getting BBs and stuff like that too.
So there's a lot of different prizes.
Awesome.
Essentially, it's an online raffle, so you can get 23% off, and you can win a lot of free stuff. So that's the big promo we have going on right now. Also, this Saturday, which is going to be October, I believe, 11th, we're going to have a store sale at both of our retail locations on the West Coast and the East Coast. The store is going to be open, I believe, at 10 a.m., and that's going to be 23% off in-store as well, but there's going to be a lot of other cool stuff. There's going to be a raffle at the end of the day. Every $100 you guys spend, you get an additional raffle ticket. It's going to be a lot of free stuff. There are doorbusters that are so awesome we can't say. So I'm actually pretty excited about that one because I should be at the California one, and I'll be doing the raffle and giving a bunch of stuff out. So if you guys want to come say hi. And we're also having the store sale at the GI Tactical location in Chesterfield, Virginia. The California store location is in Walnut, California. So if you guys are on the East Coast or West Coast, pretty excited about it. Should be pretty fun. But the East Coast, I just flew back in yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. On Saturday, we had Bob's Rebel Training Camp. And this was a really fun event. Bill, have you ever been to one of Bob's training camps? I think we've had like 3 of them now.
A lot of them have been, well, I think one of them was before I started working here, so that one was a no. And then the other ones I think have been on the East Coast, so then no.
Got it. One of these times we're going to have to get one of these training camps. A training camp is a really fun event that Bob puts on where it's designed for younger and newer players, but we totally welcome the experienced players as well. And so the game is the day is a combination of training evolutions and then gameplay.
Sorry. Oh, I've been seeing stuff and I'm like,
yeah, go ahead and throw that up. So for the first training evolution, we did basic airsoft safety and just airsoft basics in general. So like we talked about, like what a hop up is, how to take care of your gun and how to be safe with it and stuff like that. And so we had a good amount of players that have never played airsoft before. So if you guys are new to airsoft or if you're getting into airsoft, Bob Training Camp is stuff that we do from time to time, and it's a lot of fun. The other thing we do is we brought in multiple military and law enforcement personnel, either active or retired, that will actually come out and teach tactics.
That was pretty cool.
This one was really fun because I remember in the second training evolution, I believe it was a Marine Corps trainer, and he came out and he was actually teaching like squad movements. So there was pretty cool. There was a couple cool ones where one was like a diamond formation of like 4 guys moving together. One guy up front and then 2 guys on the side and 1 in back. And then he taught how to move correctly, the spacing you'd want to move in, and then how to react as soon as you guys make contact. So it'd be like contact front. What guys move forward, what guys move back, who's supposed to watch the rear and stuff like that. And that was a really amazing experience, especially for me too, because I've been playing airsoft for a while, but I'm not military. I don't have any actual military experience.
What?
Yeah. So we really thank those guys, and those guys were absolutely amazing in teaching some of these tactics, and we know that all the players that came out really enjoyed it. So that was just another training evolution. But the fun part was I was also a commander for the day. And it was a challenge because I was a commander against Bob throughout the day.
Oh, so that's been interesting.
Yeah, and the way it went was we had 3 different games, and the team stayed the same, and there were different scenarios based on each game. But what we did was for game 1, me and Bob, I think I was red, and then Bob was blue team. And then game 2, the team stayed the same, but the commanders switched. So that way everyone had a chance to play with Bob and myself. And then for the third game, we switched back.
Okay, see, like, because I'm assuming you have two different command styles.
Yeah.
So kind of see what different people do.
Yeah, and I mean, part of it too was, we wanted to win the game, but we also wanted to utilize the tactics that we just learned from the Marine Corps and the law enforcement instructors. So that was actually something that was cool because I saw a couple younger players actually moving in, that squad formation, and then they'd be contact front. They'd all run up and then, go prone and then, start engaging.
That was actually going to be my next question: was how well do real tactics apply in Airsoft? Like, how well did they transfer over from from a military standpoint? Like, how well did they seem to transition over into Airsoft?
Yeah, well, I think it depends on the military tactic and then this specific circumstance, of course. But I think for like the squad movements were actually really basic and simple, and I think that's something that is definitely effective in Airsoft. The field that we were at was called X Zone in Chesterfield, Virginia. Amazing field. They do a lot of great charity stuff for a church that they're attached to. And so the field is like acres and acres of woods. And so there is a good amount of time where, you're moving towards your objective and you may or may not be engaging the enemy. So when I saw these younger players and even more advanced players that just learned these tactics, moving in these squads, they actually, instead of like, something I see a lot in Airsoft games of like, you got like 10 guys, 20 guys going to one place, it's a single file line.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, you're
done.
The one guy in the front of the line, as soon as he makes contact, then the rest of the guys scatter and kind of go about, but then the lines aren't as aggressive as they can be. With this like squad formation, there's a couple different formations that they showed, as soon as they made contact, everyone would run up front and immediately there was like a firing line. And then the firefight was, immediately, or that fire team was immediately aggressive towards the opposing force, and it was really interesting to see. And so I thought that was really cool. Obviously, that was a great place to learn those tactics because it was a woodland environment and it wasn't just like Mount CQB where you
Yes, I mean, the thing is, here in Southern California, most of our stuff is going to be more mount-based. So I can certainly see how it's going to be a lot different and like how it will work differently depending on where you're playing at.
Yeah. Warlord Bravo saying shout out to X Zone. Shout out approved. X Zone is an amazing field. So if you had a chance to play there, definitely check it out. And that's also what's cool about the training camp is because based on the field and the location, that will also change the training evolution that we do. So like the first Bob's training camp we did this year was at Game Pod, which Bill you've gone to, and did you like that field?
Yeah, I love that. That field is so cool.
So that field is definitely different. It's not woodland. That was more like Mount CQB kind of intense.
A lot of right angles.
Exactly. And so because of that, the training that we taught to those players and the military guys that came out taught different tactics, how to jump into a window, how to, pie a corner correctly.
How to dive through a window.
Stuff like that.
Something I would never dare try. I tried that in, what video was that one? The one with Godzilla. And I tried to dive through a window and I didn't fit.
How big was the window? Was it like, did
you
think you were
I was running, I'm like, oh yeah, big window. And then I turned and it's got the cross in. I'm like, well, I'm screwed.
Wait, did you you saw the
cross and I was like, well, let's see, maybe I could still fit and get through it. Nope.
Did you get stuck in it like turtle status?
No, I just kind of got my head through it and then I was like, nope, I'm done.
I gotcha. So yeah, that was the first day on Saturday, and then that event was hosted or sponsored by PTS, Apex, and King Arms, and we actually got some new Apex guns that we're going to show you guys in a bit as part of our new product segment that I'm pretty stoked about. So they were really gracious and provided a lot of raffle prizes. I think there were over like 10 raffle prizes, or raffle guns, sorry, just guns alone throughout the weekend. So we had like 5 on Saturday and 5 on Sunday. And on Sunday, we went to Ballahack, which was my first time there. So any of you guys on the East Coast, have you guys been to X Zone or Ballahack? I would love to see if you guys have been out there. And oh my gosh, that was fun.
I want to go to Ballahack.
That was so much fun. I loved the field. It's very diverse because you have like a mount city and like town in the middle, but then you have lots of woods. And then one of my favorite engagements that I was in, it was in the woods, but there was like this small trail that you could walk through, and it wasn't super dense woods. And then there were like big dragon's teeth in between, which are kind of like those tank traps, like the big concrete tank traps.
Oh, yeah. I was like, dragon's teeth?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
And so you can hide one, maybe 2 people behind it, but it was like total, like, you had to bound forward effectively with suppressing fire. That
Interesting.
was like the only way to do it because the woods were so thin that you couldn't really hide behind it, and like the dragon's teeth were the best places to hide behind. And so it was like covering fire, and you move up to the next one, and like they would do the same thing. And then the tricky thing was there's a river that goes on the side, but it was dried out. Okay. And so people were using that ravine as like flank. It was just amazing. It was a lot of fun.
Wade through any swamps or anything?
Yes. I see a comment from Ryan Dolan. He's saying, Daniel, I'm sorry I shot you with the Krytac LMG when you were dead. Ryan, thanks for the apology. No problem, man. It's part of the game, so I appreciate that. That was a funny situation because, Ryan, if you're watching this, I was dead, and I had my dead rag, and I was in a dark area, so I don't blame you at all for the extra shot. But I remember you came with the Krytac LMG, and you kind of took aim for a second, and I don't know if you just like hesitated at first, and I was just like, okay, I'm dead, and then I saw you hesitate. I was like, okay, he knows I'm dead. I'm not gonna get shot. And then whack right in the forehead. It was a perfect shot, by the way. It was an absolutely perfect shot. So no, that was a lot of fun. That game was part of the Chaos game.
Chaos game?
Okay, this game was probably one of the craziest, most chaotic game I've ever played, and it was just so much fun. And it was kind of like a really big version of the Blob game. Essentially, that's what it was. We did a Blob YouTube video a couple weeks ago. And so the way the game works, at least that we did at Battlehack, it was there's multiple small teams that started all across the field, just everywhere, and the entire field's open. And think of it as like a huge free-for-all. And instead of being like an individual player, you have like you start with an eight man squad. And the way it works is throughout the day, when you went down, you took a knee and you put your dead rag out, and then you can either get revived by your teammate and count to 60 and revive them, or in this game, the enemy could revive you. Now, if an enemy revived you, they are now on your team. Okay. And so the way it was distinguished which team you were on was with challenge calls. So it'd be like one of the calls was cup, and then the response was supposed to be cake. So cupcake was one. Then the other one was like snow, and the other team was white. So like we started on a team, and it was like the Airsoft GI guys and the GI Tactical guys. It was like 8 guys, and we like immediately got killed like right in the beginning of the game, and it became part of Team Cupcake. And it was really interesting because the field is so big that you're in different like firefights, and you can be in different firefights with like multiple teams, and then eventually one team wins, and then you're like, oh, you guys are the guys that just shot us. Now we're on your team. Let's go dominate somebody else.
Interesting. Well, I could also see that you could learn everyone's challenge, and you could rock everybody.
Well, I mean, it is also part of the game, to be honest, with the challenge codes. So like you know them.
Because they're gonna be like, if you know them, you're like,
Yeah, you could, but like everyone, you want to be honest with that.
Well, I didn't know if that was part of the strategy.
No, not so much. Part of the strategy was GI Tactical Gabe. Big shout out to you, man, because we actually rolled together on Saturday and Sunday. One of the things was like the part where Ryan mentioned before, where I got shot. We were in this town, and it was just heavily contested. I think that was like the finale because everyone was like in the woods and in this like Dragon's Tooth Trail and all that, and eventually everyone just converged on the town, and it was just like this massive firefight, and then people were getting killed and getting absorbed by other teams. And so there's a part where I was downstairs in this 2-story building, and GI Gabe and a bunch of the other guys were up top. And so at this point, I think we were on Team Cupcake. And so I'm still fighting at the bottom, and like it's like danger close. They're coming in, and we know we're going to lose the building soon. And so GI Tactical Gabe is up top, and he's like, in the second story, he shouts like, Daniel, you still down there? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, all right, I'm coming down. So I think, okay, friendly's coming down. Little did I know, the second floor was captured and already turned by the other team. I think it was Snow White from another stairwell that they went up. And so he comes down, and he just pops me like 10 feet away with the pistol. Like he just leans down the stairs and just like, pop. I'm like, nope, Gabe! And he's like,
joke's on you. So
that's what I was going to say. That's part of like the sneaky deception factor, that if you get turned, and then let's say you walk back to your old team, and they don't know that you turned, and they don't do the challenge call towards you, you can walk up to them and just say, pop, 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 I got turned, haha, and just like, I don't know. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was really, really
confusing.
Cool. It was confusing, it was very hectic, but it was chaotic. That was the point of the game. So I think I had a great time at Battlehack, not only because of the field, but because of like the gameplay that they put on. Like they have games that are designed just for fun and not just to be like super competitive. California's like, oh, speed stuff, I'm quicker, faster, yada yada and stuff like that. They had like some really fun game types. So the Chaos game was amazing.
It's always fun to have actual fun game types and not like hardcore, like this isn't fun anymore. I don't want to hike 2 miles to my game. That kind of stuff. Yeah,
it was cool because there were respawns, but there was that ongoing medic rule that you get shot, you have that 60-second, and I felt like 60 seconds was a good amount of time because if you're attacking, you can overwhelm the other team in 60 seconds. So if if you have momentum forward, but yeah, it was really, really interesting.
So it was like one of those ones where there was a medic, but there was also a bleed out.
This one, it was 60 seconds if you didn't get, or depended on the game because some of the other games had different rules. There were bleed out, but like in the blob, you're supposed to stay put because you want to get absorbed by the other team.
Got it.
So that one was cool because you could actually insert in the middle of a game with like some of your buddies that got off lunch late, and you're like, oh, we're a new squad, let's go play.
Oh, and then, just started up as your own new. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's actually what we did, and we started a little bit late, and then we got ambushed and annihilated, which was pretty crazy. So big shout out to the guys at Ballahack. Thanks for having us. That field is amazing. It was a lot of fun, and it was just a great time. The other game that I think was great was they did a zombie game.
Zombie games are always fun.
And this was an interesting take on a zombie game that I haven't seen before. The way it worked was we were in a small town, and there was like, I think 40 or 50 players at this point, and it was 40 or 50 players against 4 zombies at the beginning of the game. And so the survivors started in the town, and then the zombies would start in the woods. And the thing was, the survivors had 1 life. Once they got shot, they became a zombie. And the way you did that...
Wait, so zombies had guns?
Zombies had guns. And so it's a gameplay that is still competitive. It's not like zombies where you had people like pretending to be zombies. But the way it's called, or the reason why it's called zombies is because the zombies like absorb the rest of the team. So it's almost like the blob game or the chaos game that we kind of mentioned, but with only 2 teams.
Okay.
But one team, the zombie team, only starts with 4 players. And so what happens is you get shot as a survivor, you're now infected, you go to the tree line, and then you respawn as a zombie. And so it's almost like a losing battle no matter what.
It's basically how long can you last.
Yeah, but you can try to hold off the zombies for a little while because like 4 people against like 30 to 40 is a pretty good start. But they evened it out by letting the zombies have a 10-second head start, so you can find like a good position. And it was a lot of fun because one of the games I was a zombie, I was like, oh crap, I'm fighting like 30, 40 people. I got a head start, found a good spot, and then they were just like survivors scattered in the open. And I was just like,
picking them off.
Target. Yeah, and then immediately we got more zombies. So, yeah.
Sounds like that starting with like the 4 versus like 40 reminds me of the flood mode, which is zombie mode in Halo, because it always start with like 1 flood.
Yeah.
And go get someone, turn them in, and it just kept turning and turning and turning and turning.
Yeah, that's essentially, it was something like that too.
Until there's 1 left and you're running for your life.
Yeah, so I don't know, it was really cool. I had a great time out there. Big shout out to Greg Wong, who was with us the entire weekend. That guy is a trooper because he was out there, and he flew, I believe, Friday, and then his flight left like at 4 o'clock in the morning on Monday, so he got like little to no sleep, and then he played both days.
So 5-hour flight for him, so he got here at like 6.
Yeah, it was definitely really rough.
I hope he slept on the plane.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. So big shout out to you, Greg. I don't know if you're in the chat here. I hope you are. But definitely
Bob is.
Bob?
Action Sports Game Bob.
Oh, nice. Hi, Bob. Double Bob Day. And big shout out again to Apex, King Arms, and PTS for helping us have such a great turnout. We had like custom kill rags and stuff. That was really, really awesome. But enough about the recap for the East Coast event.
You're gonna get to the thing you're super excited about.
Yeah. Bill, do you wanna take point on this and explain what's going on?
Okay, so what it looks like is the Chris Firearms Group, which owns Krytac, has gotten licensing to make the LVOA in, I believe, 22 long rifle and airsoft form. Daniel's super excited. If you don't know about the LVOA, it is isn't it a rifle where it's supposed to reduce the sound signature as well as like the flash without actually using a suppressor in reality? Correct?
Yes, yeah, that was the idea behind this rifle. LVOA stands for Low Visibility Operations Applications. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, and it's got probably one of the coolest rail systems I've seen. It's got what I like, they call it is the barbed wire cutter, which basically is just, it's got a groove in the center of the rail system that you put it in between and you fire and the bullet cuts the wire in half.
Which is
in the
super
real
cool.
one. Yeah, that's really cool. And then the other thing, I think it has a bungee retention system in it where you can hook it, basically it's got bungee almost like paracord running through the rail system, so you can actually mount it on 2 points and then you're resting the gun on the bungee system. So you almost have like a bipod without the extra weight of a bipod. And so basically what they're doing is they've got the licensing rights to make it in airsoft form, which we're really excited about. And then they're also going to be making it in a 22 long rifle caliber for those of you that want to have that style of rifle but don't want to pay the extravagant amount that it will, I think it is for like the real one. Real one I think is a couple grand.
It's like 3K.
Yeah.
Cool. It's like 3K and higher.
Yeah. So anything in 22 long rifle is always a lot lower priced because it's 22 long rifle.
Yeah. I'm super excited about this gun coming out. I immediately fell in love with, I mean, I've never held the real one, but just reading online and just looking at it, it's something that like I've been drooling over. And I really like the idea and the concept that with a suppressor, you know, it makes the gun a lot longer in length and less mobile. So that's why this gun came into creation, because they wanted to try to minimize the sound and visual signature as much as possible.
We're talking about real one, right?
Yeah, the real one.
Okay, yeah.
And so the rail system is extremely unique, and then the flash hider and the barrel actually are almost completely hidden inside of the rail system, and it is a proprietary, not a proprietary flash hider, but the flash hider was designed to work in conjunction with the rail system and the barrel for the real steel version. But it just has this like absolutely amazing, unique, aggressive look that I really, really like. And so now that they're coming out with an airsoft version, I'm like, oh, I'm totally gonna buy that as my next. Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, the reason that they did come up with this is also because with suppressors in reality, we're talking real life, you have to use a very specific ammunition for the most part. With the LVOA, it kind of broadens the spectrum of the ammunition you can use. And also, for those of you that haven't shot, guns that have a suppressor usually actually have a much harder kick to them because of the back pressure and everything, how it alleviates the pressure so there's not that crack right out of the barrel. So it's basically designed more of like with the modern warfighter or the modern like special forces operative, that basically they don't necessarily need to be completely quiet, but they want something where they can reduce their signature as much as possible.
Yeah. So if you guys just seriously just go to Google and type in LVOA,
it's probably one of the coolest things.
And just look at images, and you'll just be like, holy crap, this is going to look so cool. And the fact that Krytac is producing it, I'm so happy with my Krytac LMG. That thing just rips and annihilates. It is such an advantage on the field. It is a great gun, and I'm really happy that they're coming out with their full line, and they have so many more plans in the future. And now they're doing the LVOA. So
well, and like the thing that's really cool about that is basically since it's a licensing, they're going to get to do it, should be able to do it exactly like the real one. It's just going to have the Krytac gearbox in it, and the externals are still going to be made by Krytac and everything, but they're going to be matching that of the real rifle. At least that's what we're hoping for. Yeah.
So if you guys have been thinking about picking up a Krytac gun, just stop thinking about it and just do it. They are extremely high-end guns on the market. If not, the holiday season is coming up pretty soon, and there's going to be a lot of great stuff coming up in terms of sales and promotions.
What was the Merry Christmas Hana Kwanzaa?
Yes.
Yeah. Forget what that was a commercial for. Not like UPS or something?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
I think it was
Kwanzaa.
UPS.
I think it was,
yeah, for sure. So check out the LVOA. That's the real steel version of it. And then Krytac is going to be making a 22 version and an airsoft version. I hope they make the C. There's also like an SBR version, which is like
that'd be the one I'd want, the longer variant.
Definitely. So we're coming down towards the last 20 minutes of our show. We got a bunch of cool new products I want to show you guys.
Oh, since Bob is here.
Shout-outs. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. How's it going? This is for ASG Bob.
ASG Bob.
Not anybody else, just Bob.
ASG Bob.
For everybody else.
All yours. There you go.
This is the new ASG M40 sniper rifle.
Here's the other side.
Me and Bill were actually just shooting this in the back, and it shoots nice. I didn't get a chance to chrono it. Do you know what it's?
I was shooting 420.
420.
And perfect. I mean, it was actually with for 420, it was really reaching out there. So
no, it was going at least I'd say 170, 180, probably pushing the 200 marks, no problem, with 3.0s.
yeah,
That's what I want to clarify, with 3.0s. So not only was it very consistent, but it was reaching out there. So,
and since Bob is here, maybe he can clarify. But I believe this is all VSR 10 compatible. I believe.
yeah, and
Bob, maybe you can chime in the chat with that. But I believe it is going to be VSR 10 compatible, which means you can upgrade it to shoot really, really hard.
yes. So we're pretty excited for this one. My main reason for my excitement about this gun is it's an M40 style, which is very iconic.
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable. One thing I was talking about to Bill was that I've done a lot of sniping way back when with my bolt-action sniper rifle, and a lot of the pistol grips are that rifle, slanted pistol grips. This is almost like, almost like an M4 or something, So it doesn't tweak your wrist, and it's a lot more comfortable. So that's one thing I really liked. The bolt cycle is actually very smooth. Bill, you saw me before.
Yeah, you were just
racking it like super quick. And the magazine placement is actually where it's supposed to be on the M40. Other M40s and M24s have seen it like up in,
up in this general vicinity.
And I believe,
and here's the hop up. Very easy to adjust.
You beat me to it. This is the hop up dial right here, so you don't have that little like slider that isn't always super consistent. This, if you can hear, it clicks.
And to clarify, if you guys can't see the comments, looks like Bob is saying that the piston, spring guide, cylinder, barrel, and hop up bucking are VSR 10 compatible.
And that's actually the stuff that is most important, especially with the piston and the spring guide. That's where you have a lot of the reliability if you want to get a higher FPS. And then, of course, the hop-up bucking. You got to have the ability to change out the hop-up bucking, which this gun does have. So if you want, I would probably go with maybe like a Modify VSR 10 bucking, one of my favorite buckings that I had in my high kappa that works great.
Is that the one with the two nubs in it?
That one is not. It's just modified, but the rubber that they use, I forget what it's called, is just really solid.
Really?
I'm just really happy with it. Picatinny rail on the
Firefly,
top.
that's the one I was thinking.
Oh yeah, that one has that. I mean, just this guy looks awesome. Really, really, really cool. So
I'd like it in the real variant too.
I've not fired the real variant. I would
a 308.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a few more minutes. Let me pull out a few more products.
It's one of the FMG4s. Which one's that one? It says on the other side of the box.
Here you go. And I'm going to pull out one of the Apex.
A new FMG4 with a Daniel Defense rail system. And it looks like it comes with 3 rail pieces as well. Very nice. Oh, and there's an Apex.
I'll go over those in a second.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, our FMG4 lines are OEM by Lonex. There's the other side. It does have a locking bolt, or a, functional bolt catch. That's the word I was looking for. Been a long day. And there's a very good snap to it. Actually, I like this one. I like the little, this is like a nice little M4 carbine in the rail system. Even if you don't have a foregrip, really easy and comfortable to hold.
I believe that's the MFR rail system.
MFR?
Yes.
Daniel Defense?
Yeah. Okay, here's the other one I wanted to bring out.
Oh, Daniel's got another one he's bringing out.
Okay, so Bill has the FMG4, and then part of this weekend in the East Coast was that we were sponsored by Apex, King Arms, and PTS, so we had some of their sample products, and coincidentally, we just got back here in the office, and we got those same products. These guns here I'm going to show you are the next line from Apex called the R5 series. Now, these guns have been upgraded and have some new features such as this key mod rail system. So this is something that they've been working on this year, and we're really happy to see. I had a sample back on the East Coast, and I had a chance to play with one all of Saturday, and it worked amazingly well.
Let me see. It looks like... Are they beveled?
I'm not too sure. I don't think it is. But anyway, we still have the Apex gearbox that works really, really well. I did a video on an Apex gun that I took out to SC Village and just annihilated people. It has a mechanical blowback, so it does have some kick and it is louder. And so the big thing about this is we have ambidextrous controls such as magazine release and functioning bolt release, and then this is the key mod version that I really like. A lot of guns these days are coming out with key mod. The other one, I believe Bob used this one in shorter version this weekend. This is a URX3 style rail system. This one's going to be in the bronze tan version. But there's also like a black version, shorter and longer. And there's a lot of other versions. I think we have 6 to 8 different Apex
we got a bunch of
R5s.
them in.
They're going to be hitting our website really soon. I'm just showing you guys some of the more unique ones. We're running low on time, so I just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek.
Oh, whoa. It's a metal rotary hop-up. I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, the hop-up was actually really nice. I know the other Apex guns came built with a 6.03 Type 4 barrel.
Yep, metal rotary hop-up. Usually they're polymer.
Yeah, and one thing I like is the crane stock is big enough that I was able to fit 2 level 1 lipos, so if I did run out in the middle of the game, I just switched that really quickly. Ambidextrous controls, so this is one of these high-end M4s that I would definitely recommend for somebody that actually isn't super expensive. So definitely...
I like the body.
Yeah, the body here is pretty sweet. I like the engravings from Apex. Here's the new logo for the R5 that you guys can see there. They had that eagle before, now they got the R5 trademark. So definitely some new guns to keep an eye on our website. Should be coming up pretty soon, and definitely something to consider for the upcoming holiday season, because these things have a lot of range and accuracy that I really like. So these are good performers overall. Yeah. Christopher is saying the R5 that you were running was amazing at the event, was great. So yeah, Christopher, I hope you had a fun time if you were there on Saturday or Sunday. Actually, I remember I had an Apex M4. I think it was the shorter version of this one in black. And I remember there was a couple players that either their gun went down or they ran out of ammo, and it was like towards the end of the game. Or
sorry, I just realized that the bolt catch is even ambidextrous. I didn't know.
Bill's having too much fun here.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
More guns need to be like that for people like me.
I really like that because the bolt catch on the right side, you can actually just press like right above, like this button right here. That's the bolt catch on the right side. So essentially you can keep your firing hand on the gun by the trigger the whole time. So you got your trigger, your magazine released, and your bolt released. Not a lot of guns have that. And that's really nice that it's all there together.
It's actually funny. It's in a better position than the regular bolt release.
Like, yeah.
For if you're right-handed.
Oh, no, I agree that, like, a traditional M4, you know, let's say your bolts lock back like that. And this is Airsoft, so we're talking about just hop-up adjustment. But you have to, you know, slap it on the other side, so that's an extra step. But now here, it's like magazine release, bolt release there. Just simple, nice. But, yeah.
Sorry, I'll keep interrupting.
No, it's all right. I remember I let, I think 2 or 3 players borrow my Apex gun in the middle of the game just because their gun went down. And yeah, I was in the back commanding most of the time. So I was like, oh, take my gun. Trade me. Go, 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 go. And they came back and they're just like, oh my gosh, this gun is awesome. And they just had so much fun with it. So I loved it. And I know the players that went out there with it had a good time. Oh, there's another person, Chris. Chris Fallon is saying that he has the Apex and the hop-up is really good. So there's other feedback on it. So for the players that borrowed my Apex, I know you guys had a good time with it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So keep an eye out for these guns. Another gun to consider for the holiday season. I got more Apex guns, so I might pull some more out. But we want to jump into questions and shout-outs. So if you guys have questions and shout-outs, we're going to scroll back and try to go back and hit you guys up for some of those. So let me see if I have anything. Shout out for Delco Airsoft. Shout out approved. What else do we got? Jet the Airsofter is saying, Daniel, please talk about our Gucci Milson Springer battle. Okay, so at Battlehack, they had the normal games, and then lunchtime came, and then there were a couple players, and I apologize, I don't think I got your guys' name, but there were, I think, like 6 of us, including Greg and myself, and we went out to the field, and I believe the players asked and make sure we got permission first, and they were like, let's have a Springer battle. I got super excited because if you guys know me, you know, I get kind of competitive. I want my guns, you know, tuned nicely, shooting accurately and straight and all that, and I want that competitive edge. But this was just like, let's go have fun with Springers. So we went out into this town, and I got this like old beat up Springer P99, and I only had 2.28 BBs, so the gun was actually shooting really straight, but not that far because it was a Springer. And it was probably like one of the funnest games I had in such a long time because like I turned off that competitive thinking in my mind. I was like, let me just go out and have fun, and that's exactly what I had. It was great. The first game,
I need to get me a clear Springer.
Yeah, actually. I had so much fun with that like it kind of triggered something in my head that like I shouldn't be so competitive all the time. I should just like be ridiculous and have fun. Like Bob is always out there just having a great time at the gas blowback. So I might just start carrying a spring pistol with me all the time.
There's always that good satisfaction of getting someone with a spring pistol, especially if it's clear.
Okay, so get this: the first game I fired 4 shots. Guess how many kills I got with those 4 shots?
4.
Nah, well, not that good. I got 3.
Wow, that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, so I was really happy. That was a blast. So that was really good. I have footage, headcam footage of that, so I'll definitely throw that up on GITV Uncut later on. Here's an important question from Undead Wolf Airsoft: bacon or sausage?
Bacon.
Bacon. Easy question. Easy.
That bacon, remember at Antioch?
Yeah.
That bacon.
Definitely.
That bacon dough.
That bacon for sure. Bacon always wins. Here's a shout out for Nick Last 555. A shout out for Sean Phillips and his friends Noah Ferreira, and Connor Marriott, all in Rhode Island. Cool. Okay. Ooh, here's a good question. James is asking tacos versus the Krytac. What would you rather have? See, I could go like a day without a meal if I need to. If I can get a Krytac gun, I'd go with
Depends on the tacos.
Ooh, good point. Very good point. And how many? Are we talking like 100 like Jack in the Box tacos? Because I'll go to town on those bad boys.
Dip them in ranch, I'm telling you. Dip them in ranch. They're amazing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You guys are giving a lot of guns for Apex. I'm glad you guys agree with me on that because these guns are really solid. And the new line here, the R5, they have some unique rail systems like the Keymod and the URX3. So I like that they're staying up with the trend of current rail systems.
They're staying up with the times.
Yeah, exactly. Not being too old. Let me see what else do we have. Questions and shoutouts.
Oh, everything loaded at once.
This is from Noah. Have you actually used any of the Krytac guns? If so, what do you think? Yes, Noah, I have used and I personally own a Krytac gun, and I would definitely recommend it. Some of the big features that stand out is an extremely high torque motor, built-in MOSFET, ambidextrous controls. The gearbox is just so solid that go to GITV Uncut and look at me shooting my Shrike LMG Krytac gun, and I literally shoot for like 60 seconds. And I say literally because it was like literally 60 seconds nonstop.
It really was.
And the gun didn't hiccup once. It just fed flawlessly. Yeah. So it's a very well-designed gun. I would recommend it.
A bacon gun that shoots bacon? What? Is this a real?
Shoot it, Rick.
Is this a real thing?
You want to do some shout-outs, Bill?
Sure. Okay. It's shade. I can't talk. It's Sage. Shout out approved. Nice guys Airsoft. How nice. Shout out approved. Let's see. There was one I saw earlier. Where did it go? I lost it. Keep rolling.
Somebody was asking about what's happening with the KWA Masada. I haven't heard anything about that, and I'm not too sure.
Masada?
There was a gas blowback Masada in the works.
Oh.
And I believe it was being produced by KWA. We saw it at last SHOT Show. I don't know what's going on with that. SHOT Show 2015 is coming up pretty soon.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm super
excited. That's the one I saw. Happy birthday to Jason Murray. It was yesterday, and shout out approved.
Happy birthday, Jason. Oh, also shout out to Victor out in Virginia. He was a gentleman that was there both days, and it was his birthday, 20th birthday on Saturday. So happy birthday to you. Everyone at Battlehack sang happy birthday, and you helped us out a lot, so I thank you for that.
Awesome.
And a big shout out to all the GI Tactical guys. You guys are amazing. I miss you guys. You guys are hilarious.
Hopefully one day I'll get to go out there and see GI Tactical.
Oh, hey, this is a nice comment for you.
Yeah, and did you see the picture that we put on Instagram for Tactical Tuesday? I was wearing my helmet and I was like this.
That's pretty funny. Shout out for Spartan Crew Gaming. Okay. Chris is saying the KME 45C. I asked the KWA guys about that a little while ago. It's a work in progress. So it might be a little while longer. Yeah, it was almost like that Halo SMG gun.
Oh, yeah. Now
the best way I could describe it. Everyone identifies it as that.
Now I remember. I was like, because they always throw it's like numbers and letters, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Shout out for Satan's Dread. What else do we have? Should I start out with a pistol or an AEG? That's from Mr. Muncherman TV.
I like that name.
I would really recommend starting off with an AEG. The main reason is because a pistol will start at like $80 to $100, And you can also get like a full metal internal Lancer Tactical for like $100, which is a lot more competitive. In AEG, you can get a high cap magazine, which will hold 300 rounds, shoot semi-automatic or fully automatic. That immediately is so much more competitive than a pistol. So I would say start with an AEG. A pistol is a backup. You know. That's
I definitely say an AEG because the thing is, in reality, an AEG, what a high cap you can get for what $10-15 something around there.
Yeah.
Pistol mags are generally like $30 a piece.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're doing like a lot of pistol-only games.
Yeah,
I mean,
like if you go places and you do pistol night only, then that's a different thing.
I mean, it's like, I mean, a real gun or an airsoft gun, like, you want as much firepower as possible. You want as much range and accuracy and ability in your gun. You're going to, of course, get that with an AEG compared to a pistol. So that's why I'd say start with an AEG. A shout-out for Grave Robbers Airsoft. Evergreen Ranger Airsoft is asking, hey, if you get shot in the nose, will you... Oh, I lost it. What did it say?
Seriously get hurt or die?
No, if you get shot in the nose, I've been shot in the nose. I mean, if you get shot anywhere else where it's just bare skin, it might bleed if it's close enough and the velocity is high enough. If you get shot in the nose, no, it's going to be fine.
It's going to probably hurt.
Yeah.
I got shot in the upper lip. That hurt.
Spencer is asking, do you prefer the Elite Force 1911 TAC or A1? I would say definitely the TAC. The A1 is like the original version back in like...
It'd been
1911.
1911.
Yeah. But the TAC version is upgraded with a triple dot iron sights, which is probably my favorite feature. Black and tan, which looks super cool, and has that Picatinny rail at the bottom, which is very functional for a flashlight, laser, grip, grenade launcher, or anything in between.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I like the A1.
Aww.
Just because I like the old school. Like I feel like it'd be like it'd be super badass. Like if let's say you were actually in the military and like you got all the modern gear, but you still carry like a really old 1911. Like let's say it was your
grandfather passed
me. Like in World War II, there's like a grandfather's pistol. He passed it down to me and passed it down to me. I mean, I don't know how the rules are in the military. I don't know if they let you do anything like that. But the thought of it would be cool.
Yeah, I gotcha. Satan's Dread is asking, should I start off with a CM16? And I think he's yelling because it's in all caps.
Should I start off with a CM16?
The Combat Machine CM16 is a really good starter gun.
Any of the Combat Machines, actually, honestly, are good beginner.
I would
starter guns, I should say.
The Combat Machines or the King Arms Nylon Fiber series, both those guns and both those series are right around the $150 to $200 price range. There's some that come with rails, some without. Those are some of the best starter guns because they're affordable, but internally they're rock solid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd take it with one of those series. Shout out for Patrick Hatkins. What else do we have? Jason Murray. I'm new to the sport. CM18 or what for beginners? Oh, actually, I just answered that. Combat Machine series or King Arms Nylon Fiber.
Also depends on your budget too.
Nicholas Figueroa. Shout out approved. You're always here, man. So super shout out. Yeah, you got a super shout out. That doesn't happen a lot.
Super duper shout out.
Warlord Bravo's asking, which pistol would you recommend? I'm a fan of the KWA ATP, either the semi version or the full auto, and I say that because it's overall just solid, lightweight, and very usable. A lot of magazine capacity for it with extra magazines or bigger magazines available. If not, like a KJW M9 is a good good pick for like $100. Okay, what else do we have? You want to pick a couple questions or shout-outs?
Yeah, I'm looking for some questions. Where is the worst place you've been shot in?
Downtown.
Yep, same here.
Downtown. Oh.
Actually, no, there's a video where you shot me. That one. The one of the videos was back when I first started in the marketing team. It was which one was it? It was Hunger Games. Yeah, it was the Hunger Games at Hollywood Sports Park, Godzilla edition. Watch it when I think about 5 minutes in is when I get shot.
Gotcha. What do you think about this one? Because he asked nicely, he said please.
Ooh, which would
James.
you prefer? I'll say Ares Amoeba CQB with the micro switch trigger or the VFC VR16 baby. I'm gonna let you do more like kind of CQB lighter stuff than I do, so I'm gonna let you take the wheels first on this one, and then I'll answer.
The baby is like super short. I'd probably go with the Amoeba, because the trigger response is super snappy, especially with an 11-1. It's just like zap, 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 zap. Like I feel like when you shoot it, it actually like sounds like it's saying zap. So I'd go with that because it's great at CQB, but you can also be effective outdoor. If let's say you want to branch out to another field later on, that gun's gonna be effective indoor or outdoors. The baby is like super CQB.
Yeah,
so
it's
if
like
you
like
yeah, it's like
that.
imagine an MP5K and M4 form. If you do only CQB and those engagements are usually like 10 to 20 feet, then go with the baby.
Yeah.
But most CQB fields are not that intense. So I'd probably go with the honey badger lookalike.
I'm gonna go with the same one, just mainly because of the electronic trigger. Ever
Yeah.
since I switched out my gun to the electronic trigger MOSFET, I'm just like, I like the fact that I barely pull my trigger and it fires. So now I'm addicted to that.
Yeah. Kang2999 is asking, is it hard to work with blowback? Oops.
What? Was it gearbox?
I think it was like blowback guns and like maintenance and stuff like that. Gas blowback rifles are a lot easier to work on than AEGs because there's not as many moving parts and there's not as many small parts. But it's a different type of with AEGs, it's all like mechanical. Well, I guess gas blowback is mechanical too. But you have a lot of small gears and shimming and a lot of small fine adjustments with an AEG. And that's not to say you don't have the same with a gas blowback, but you have bigger parts. And it has a lot more to do with pressure and seals being correct and making sure there's no leaks and stuff like that. So I'd say it's easier to work on a gas blowback, but it's different.
It's
really
different. Like the best way to describe working with a gas blowback is if you have any experience working with, let's say you have an LM4, if you have any experience working with an AR-15 in terms of cleaning and lubricating, it's essentially the same thing, but just with more a silicone-based oil and not a petroleum-based.
Yeah. Blackwater Airsoft is asking, what are your thoughts on the 4 CRS? It's awesome, get it. SC Village or CQB City, that's from Spencer. I haven't been to CQB City, but I hear it's a great field. I'd probably go to SC Village just because I'm more familiar with it, and I know CQB City is just like an indoor warehouse, but SC Village has like acres and acres and acres of land with different types of field.
SC Village, because I don't have anything that can be CQB.
This might be the last question we do. I've saw it a couple times. Brian Pratt is asking, is the FNX 45 worth the price tag? Thank you. What do you think, Bill?
Yes. That thing, like, it has one of the hardest kicks I've had for a gas blowing pistol. That is not CO2, that is green gas. I'd say it's probably up there with the Elite Force 1911s, like in terms of kick, and it's really comfortable to hold too.
I would agree with Bill and say it is worth the price tag for an experienced player. And let me preface what I mean by that. If you're a brand new player getting an Airsoft, I would not say your first gun should be an FNX 45 because that's $225, which is more expensive for a pistol. But if you're a seasoned player and you already have a bunch of rifles and pistols, or you need your first pistol and you already have a rifle, the FNX is a great choice because it offers some of the best performance and the most features for any airsoft pistols in existence today. You got a rail at the bottom for accessories. You got awesome iron sights. You got a very efficient gas magazine. You got a great kickback, good range and accuracy. And here's the kicker. You have the ability to mount a red dot sight.
That's pretty cool too.
Super cool.
So like if you're looking for it'd actually be a great one for like pistol only night, because if you put a red dot on it, you can aim without having to aim. Yeah. Because if the red dot is working correctly, it shouldn't matter what angle, as long as you see that dot, it should be on target.
Yeah. So I would say it is worth it. I would not recommend it for a first-time player, but if you've been playing Airsoft for a little while and you're looking for a way to upgrade your arsenal, definitely get the FNX. If you want to start with the FNX, by all means, it's going to be a great gun for you. But those are just my thoughts on it. So I saw a shout-out I wanted to do for, I think it was the 501st Airsoft. Super shout-out to you because I see you here almost every single week as well, too. So, Bill, any last questions or shout-outs? I think we do.
I saw one, Spencer, from Spencer Labar. Tacos or burritos?
Ooh, I like crunchy stuff. So like fried, crunchy taco. Yeah. I'm
gonna go burrito because I'm just thinking Chipotle burrito.
Ooh, yeah, you can get some like fat Chipotle burritos. Yeah, sounds really good. What if you fry a burrito?
It's called a chimichanga.
That's what I was gonna say. Win-win. All right, everybody, that's going to be our live show for today, October 7th. Hope you guys join us next Tuesday, same place, same time, and we'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.